Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news, is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch be whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You even low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like the dark. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy, I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them they go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitches either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call, I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count, and what you speaking to me for? Yeah, I just took the floor, ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign, tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion, they can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Came through with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch, like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crate that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitches either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our car. And I just made the call, we gon' start another war.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since all the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since a teeny bopper. But now I'm going them off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth your mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I had a nigga spin like a tire, down the D. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Clap it up. No, you're not.
Shalom. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, to the brothers, Yahweh Shema, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, to the sisters. This is Monday Brotherhood class. Of course, we are still in the Feast of Dedications. Of course, that's why we still got to set the 7 candles that's being lit. We're going to go over a few things today. I do want to touch down on Christmas. Of course, we just got out of that adulterous holiday. I know it was hard for some of you new brothers and sisters who came into the truth to watch your kids not get Christmas presents and not be able to go with family and not be able to feast and eat. Change the sound. Change the sound over to Logitech. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. Give me the value right. All right, we should be good. All right. Let's make sure we're in the game. Yep, there we go. Salaki. Of course, we want to go over Christmas. We just got out of the idolatrous holiday of Christmas yesterday, which of course all the brothers in UPK who are not Christians were very happy to stand down from. You understand? We sat home and we did what we would do on a normal day. You understand? There wasn't no Christmas trees up. Wasn't no presents and gifts, and you know my youngest has never witnessed a Christmas. Of course, my oldest daughter has, and the struggle is kind of tough for her, but she's slowly starting to break out of it as well. So of course we're gonna go over some of the abominable things of Christmas, but then we're gonna also, since this is, you know, of course, the last day of the Feast of Dedications, we do want to still go over the Feast of why the Feast of Dedications is a feast day for us to continue to follow and to enjoy with our family and with these brothers and sisters.
Right.
All right. First of all, let me say this. You know, if you want to find out, you know, how much faith your praying mother and grandmother has, you know what I'm saying? You tell her to stop celebrating holidays and cooking them yams and hocks every year. You understand? And if she cuts you out, then you got your answer right there. You understand? If you could, give me Colossians 2:8.
Okay.
And of course, it's not her fault. You know, these Christian holidays, these pagan holidays have been beaten and whipped into us since we were slaves on a slave plantation. You understand? There was the only days they gave us to actually enjoy family and eat the good things. You understand? We were eating so bad at that time, ham hocks was a delicacy to us. You understand? So if you want to know why, you know, your mother, my grandma, my granddad will not let go of this pagan holiday, it's because he's learned it throughout the generations, you know, from his foreparents. And it's the same way we've learned it. And now it just comes a time where we have to break out of the spirit of America. These holidays is not for us. In fact, not only is it for us, it's meant to continue to destroy us. As long as we're practicing somebody else's culture, then how will we ever learn what our culture is?
Right.
You understand? Read that.
Come, this is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8.
Let me get that with you if I could. That's like 2 and 8. All right, go ahead.
Come, this is the book of Colossians, chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
And what?
And Salakia. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
Who does that sound like to you? Who have spoiled us through philosophies and these vain deceits? Go ahead.
Salakia, sir, the so-called white man, our oppressor.
Damn right. And here is how he did it. He used your good old Christian pastor, your good old Uncle Tom, who he's paying to teach us these philosophies and these vain deceits that is not according to the Bible.
Right.
You understand? So this is why we've been so destroyed. This is why we're still being destroyed. And no one wants to listen to the man of the Lord who's telling you that, you know, some fat white man breaking into your house in the middle of the night, eating your milk and cookies, which that is a felony offense for anybody else.
Right.
But this is the magic that you've put on us to believe that this is something that should be celebrated, especially for blacks and Hispanics who has nothing to do with Christmas at all. Have nothing to do with Christmas. This is a holiday made for white men and for white little babies and white kids. What do we have to do with this? Nothing. It's just till recently when they started letting us put a black Santa Claus in the house.
Right.
You understand? Because they would do anything to deter you from understanding what your culture is. Read.
Come. After the tradition of men.
After the what?
After the tradition of men.
These oppressors, by the way of the Christian pastor, man, they teach you vain deceits after the traditions of men, not after the traditions of the Most High, not after the feast days that the Most High have given us. You understand? We have so many I think we got more feast days than holidays. In fact, I'm sure of it. We have feast days that last 50 days. You understand?
Right.
So, you know, why would we want to follow these feast days that they have and the customs that they have when ours, to be honest, ours is just so much better. Our food is so much better.
Right.
We ain't killing each other by feeding each other. The pig they always have with the pineapples on it. You understand? With the macaroni with bacon in it. But I do got a sister that makes some good macaroni and cheese with the beef bacon. That is lawful. You understand? But those types of things are the customs and the cultures that we should be following instead. We're too busy following these deceits, these vain deceits and these traditions of men. You understand? Read.
Come. After the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Not after Christ, because when Christ came, Christ was practicing these high holy days. Christ was practicing what thus said the Lord. Christ came, you know what I'm saying, to fulfill the prophecies of the prophets in the Old Testament. So all you who saying Christ did away with the law and Christ did away with pork, eating shrimp, pork, you can eat anything now. That is false. In fact, what he did, he came to show you that everything that the prophets of old said is actually what you should be doing.
Right.
You understand? This is telling you right here that you follow after men, after rudiments of the world, but not after Christ. You understand? You think you're following after Christ because once again, the Christian pastor has told you that Christmas is the celebration of Jesus.
Right.
When in the Bible, Jesus was born around tax time. You understand? Around I would say around Passover, March, April, in those times. He was not born in December, in the wintertime. So that's another falsehood that the Christian pastor has told you, you know, to make you believe that this holiday is meant for us, because to them, God loves everybody, right? So if Christ loves everybody, then everybody should celebrate Christ's birthday, right?
Right.
But here's the kicker: why is everybody getting presidents on Christ's birthday? If this is so-called Christ's birthday, why are you getting the presents? Go ahead.
Like, sir, if I could, what you saying is so heavy because not only are we getting presents for Christ's birthday, supposedly, where did this white Santa Claus come from?
That's the point. That's the point, because everything that has to do with Christmas is a Caucasian, is a holiday that Esau has created for himself. You're celebrating the white baby Jesus. You're celebrating. I saw one thing where it said the pagan holiday started with a man dressed in a red suit to catch the attention of children, and then they end up making him into a saint that was coming to people's houses dropping out presents on his birthday. You understand? So these things are just so foul and so not our culture.
Right.
So I don't really understand why black people even, but I do, because at the end of the day, we've been beat into it. If we take away Christmas from our children right now, we think our children gonna hate us. I thought so. And I still battle it with my oldest one. But at the end of the day, you know, that's a fight that I'm willing to fight because my job is to protect her. My job is to make sure that that she doesn't get destroyed in this earth by following these vain holidays. So I'm gonna teach it to her until she's no longer in my custody. You understand? Until she finds a man to cleave to, and you know, most high willing, you know, it's a brother that stick around in this truth or in the truth. But you know, after that, you know, I can only do what I can do while she's in my custody. You understand? It's a lot. Go ahead. Give me Jeremiah 10:3 while I'm at it. And I know you're gonna say, well, why is Christmas? Why we say that Christmas is a pagan holiday? Like, I don't know if you realize, you Christians, man, that's so holier than thou, man. Y'all don't even know that, you know, celebrating Christmas and not to celebrate Christmas was right here in the same Bible that your pastor teach you every single Sunday.
Right.
You understand? But he always skip over that part. Why don't he ever tell you about the part where you ain't supposed to celebrate Christmas? You know why? Because when Christmas comes around, he makes more money. He put out the nativity scene. You come to church. You spend all your money. You spend, and he gets everybody in the whole community to come to church that day. That day, you got drug dealers, you got drug users. This is the one day that the BDs and the GDs, they cool with each other. They both in church together because their grandma's in there with them, and they know they can't do nothing to each other. This is the one day that the Christian pastor gets your money. This is a scheme. It's a Ponzi scheme, man. And every year it gets worse. Every year it tends to get worse and worse on the black community because the more that we tell you not to do it, the more you want to do it. You understand? Go ahead. You got, what's that? Jeremiah 10:3.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead. You good.
Come. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
For the customs of the people are vain.
For the what?
For the customs of the people are vain.
For what?
For the customs of the people are vain.
It says, for the customs of the people are vain. You understand? What people is he talking about? Go ahead.
It's like it, sir, the so-called oppressor.
The so-called oppressor, man. These customs that they tell you to involve yourself in are vain. These are not customs of the Most High.
Right.
No matter how they try to swing putting the Bible into Christmas, Christ has nothing to do with Christmas. No matter how much they try to swing the fact that Mary had a baby, which was nowhere near this time, Christ has nothing to do with Christmas. So the customs of the people are vain, according to the Most High. Read.
Come. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
One does what?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
So what do we do when Christmas times come? Huh? We go into the forest. We cut down us a nice pine tree. You understand? We cut it down out the forest. I see it every year. People, they got a pickup truck full of Christmas trees. The brothers and sisters in the house, man, they got Christmas trees with the pine needles all over everything. You understand? They cut up these trees out of the forest, man. That's the same thing we do on Christmas. Read.
Come. The work of the hands of the workmen.
This is what we do. We put the work in to cut the trees out of the forest. You understand? Read.
With the axe.
With the what?
With the axe.
We know what we're talking about now, right? Read verse 4.
Come. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
They what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
Now, now, does this sound something like Christmas to you? We go take a tree out of the forest and we deck it with silver and gold. Everywhere I go during Christmas time, you got a pine tree with all these silver and gold ornaments and all these things that's brightening this tree up. You understand? Deck it with silver and gold. Read.
Come. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
They fasten this thing with nails and hammers, man, so that it don't move, man. It's the same thing. We stand that tree up, we twist nails into it, and make sure that thing is standing up straight, nice, and pretty, man. That's what we do during Christmas. But the Most High is telling you in verse 3, he just said that these customs are vain. But yet we wrong for going out there and telling you that Christmas is against the Most High.
Right.
But when the Most High say it, then how can we be wrong? Everything we say comes out of this Bible. We're not saying this for our own benefit, our own satisfaction. It don't do nothing for us but wake another brother up. You understand? But I know who cares. I know who cares about it. The Most High does. And he says it right here that this is a vain custom and you like doing it, which makes you vain. So blacks and Hispanics, if you still celebrate Christmas, man, y'all gotta get that out of your system, because it's not for us. It's actually, like it said, it's vain. It's for the oppressor. Go ahead.
Salakia, sir, if I could, what you bringing out so heavy.
Most High Christ.
I just want to know, where's the Christian church argument against us bringing out that it's wrong to celebrate Christmas? Like you just brought out, we get this out the Bible that it's a vain custom.
Right.
So where's their argument to come up against what we're saying? Like, where's your literature? Where's your proof that it's not wrong? It's like you going off how you feel. We're not going off how we feel.
Right.
We going off what the scriptures say.
And what's so heavy, what you even saying, I don't even understand, because not one place in the Bible does it talk about Christmas. Not one place, but yet you tend to link it with the Bible. The Bible does say not to celebrate it, but nothing in the Bible says to celebrate it. So I don't understand how the Christian pastor has gamed you this much that you have ruined your kids, because all it does is make your children selfish. Right. You want to know why? You want to know why your kids talk back to you? Because you celebrate Christmas. Because the same way that you have received the lie and received all these things from your Christian pastor and not charged him, then your kids you're gonna get charged later on. Your children are gonna learn the lie when you figure it out one day, and then they're gonna hate you for it. Like I said, my daughter, I still have to deal with her with it. Because the whole time I allowed her to celebrate Christmas, because I thought, it's just a holiday, you get presents. You understand? But then once I told her that she couldn't, man, I was public enemy number one. Yeah, I had to talk to her on the phone 3-4 times a day. Then she'd try to go to her mama on me. And of course, me and her mama, you know what I'm saying, we like-minded when it comes to this. So she like, you know, your daddy don't celebrate Christmas. You ain't doing it. So, you know, and of course, Most High in Christ to her, because if she didn't have that mentality too, you know, my daughter would very well be taking it on her own to be putting lights up in her room and, you know, putting her own mini trees up. And I would have to go in there and just tear the room up. You understand? So,
right.
It's like, go ahead. You can read 5.
Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree.
They are upright as the palm tree. Read.
But speak not.
But speak not. What is it? I'm gonna let you keep reading before I ask that question. Go ahead.
They must needs be born, because they cannot go.
They cannot go. Read.
Be not afraid of them,
go ahead.
For they cannot do evil. Neither also is it in them to do good.
Why are they saying this in this verse? Why are they saying they are upright as the palm tree, but speak not? They must need be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil. Neither is it in them to do good. Why is he saying that? Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I could, is this saying like it just because it's upright like a palm tree, like you the one making this something that it's not? Like this tree don't bring no power. It don't bring nothing. It don't give nothing to you. You worshiping something that don't have nothing in it.
Now you hitting it on the head. These people are worshiping these trees, man. That's the reason why why the Most High doesn't want you celebrating this holiday, because it's the worship of a damn tree, man.
Right.
I don't know if you realize that before it was a pagan holiday, and before, even back in the time of when the Bible was being related, you know what I'm saying, out to people, this was a concern of the Most High, because he didn't want his people to follow this custom. That's why it's in the Bible. That's why it's here. If they wasn't doing it then, it wouldn't be in the Bible. So you got to understand, way before today's time, the Lord has hated Christmas, hated this custom of doing this, but yet blacks and Hispanics, we still do it. You understand? North American Indians, you still celebrating Christmas. I don't know why you would even have any reason to celebrate any of their customs. They have done you so. You've been done worse than blacks and Hispanics. You understand? This is your whole land that you've been occupying, taking care of, and keeping in a glorious state. And then they came and deceived you. Right. So I wouldn't see no reason for a Native American Indian to have a Christmas tree in his damn front room.
Right.
You understand? Slovakia. That's it on that.
Come on, sir.
We the true prophets of the Lord, man.
Damn right.
Not these Christian pastors. That's why I want to keep reiterating this. The brothers in the Isupk are the only brothers. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. So you see purple people, we do not affiliate with them. But we are the only ones that's out here telling these people the truth, man, according to the Bible. And I know it hurts people's feelings. I know, because I have a whole family full of people whose feelings is hurt. You understand? But I tell them every time, why wouldn't I tell you the truth? Would I sit here and let my family get destroyed? I don't really love them if I let them get destroyed.
Right.
You understand? You think you love them because you go over their house on Christmas, even though you don't believe in Christmas. You think you love them. I'm doing it because we love each other. Well, how come you didn't love them last weekend? You could have loved them last weekend and kicked it with them and drank with them and made food. Why don't you take some of your vacation days to be around your family? But instead, you want to use the fact that you get a few days off work to make Christmas a reason that you should be around your family all year round, 365 days. You wait till only when the white man give you a holiday, just like you did back in slavery. This is the same story being told. And the only way to break this chain is by coming into the school and realizing that your culture does not coincide with the culture of the oppressor, man.
Right.
You understand? Slovakia. Give me 1 Corinthians 14 and 22. These Christian pastors, man, they promise you prosperity, but you still in poverty. This is what I don't get. They tell you, you come in here, you're going to get blessed, you're going to get blessings and all these things, man. But yet we still are the poorest people on the face of the earth. So how is the Christian pastor led us or steered us in the right direction if we're still the bottom of every civilization on earth, every country, every city? How have the Christian church helped us? You understand? How have they helped us when they cancel your marriages and then go and have sex with your wife? How have they helped us? Or your son? You understand? That's another heavy one that's going on in the Christian church right now, man. It's been 15 years later, and they talking about when I was 3 years old, he put his hands on me. And he been doing it sporadically ever since then. These Christian pastors have destroyed us more than they have helped us. And the day you open your eyes to see that, you'll realize that us barking on the corner ain't that bad. We yelling at you so you'll wake up. We yelling because it's an alarm. Alarms ain't quiet. Alarms have to be loud so we can make sure it wakes you up.
Right.
You understand? Slovakia. And not only that, here's the one thing that a lot of my family members say. And every time I have a family event, well, you know, y'all just so anti-white. You know, Christians don't like you being anti-white. But how can I be pro-black if I ain't anti-white?
Right.
How can I give my people what they need if I'm too busy trying to share it with the oppressor or any other of these heathen nations? You understand? One of the most epic videos I saw was with one of our captains, Captain Azariak, 13,000. And he was asked by a brother, Sinetas, on TV with this little African boy standing next to him. He said, so you wouldn't feed this little African boy? He was like 11 years old. And Captain Zariak said, no, I'm not feeding. Look, I don't have time to feed other people's nation. There's people in my nation that's still hungry. And guess what the African boy said? The African boy said, I understand. The African boy said, I understand. He said, if your people did to my people what my people did to your people, I would do the same thing you doing.
Right.
You understand? But yet and still, blacks and Hispanics don't understand that your people is more important than everybody else. Hatred don't mean going to kill everybody. It don't mean go shoot somebody with a gun. It just means take yourself out of somebody else's world, out of somebody else's culture, and put it back into your own culture. Invest in your own culture. You understand? Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I could, what you bringing out is so heavy.
Most High Christ.
Because this whole thing about we hate white people, again, you totally off. We only doing what the Most High say doing. He says separate. He didn't tell us to go and do anything to these people. He did tell us to prophesy the destruction that he's going to bring to this, not us. We don't preach, go out there and do this, and we don't do that. We're not like some white supremacy group jumping in the back of pickup trucks looking for people to pick off. We don't even do that.
Right.
So this how you know that the Bible is a living word. We only speaking what the scriptures say, and look how people get in such a uproar. And we only speaking what the scriptures say, and we're not even saying what we gonna do. We only saying what the Most High said He's gonna do.
Right. And the bad part, and the crazy part about it is our own people who giving us a pushback. Them white folks go out there, man. They don't mess with us like that.
Right.
They want to have a what do you call it? Conversation. Intellectual conversation with us.
Right.
When they come out there, because here's what the oppressor does. He's the deceiver on the earth, so he wants to try to gain everybody to understand his point of view. So of course the oppressor gonna come out there when we out on the streets, and he's gonna be nice. He's gonna talk to you with good, smooth words. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna try to get you to be his friend. That's his main goal. He don't even care. The white man don't care about you yelling on the corner and all that. The white man cares about you being his friend, because as long as he know that you his friend, he knows that he can gain you out of everything you got.
Right.
That's why he's so deceptive towards you. And we the best. We're the for us to be this airheaded about Christmas in 2023, it really says something about what the white man is doing to us. It's really showing you that the white man has gained you so much that you don't even have another option to think about. You don't even have you know how they used to say you have an angel and a devil on your shoulder? To you, the white man is just the devil that you believe in. You don't care about these angels just going out on the streets every week telling you the other side of the story. You won't even listen to us.
Right.
You understand? And most people choose the devil. Most people choose the lust of the devil instead of the angels were telling you that even though it hurts, you can't celebrate these vain days that the white man is telling you to celebrate.
Right.
You understand? Slovakia. Did you have anything else?
I mean, so like now it's so heavy because, like you just said, it's like our people just would rather be lied to. Like it just feel more good to be lied to, because when you telling the truth, they love to say we twisting scriptures and we twisting, but we not. Like when we telling you the truth, here you go twisting the truth because you just don't want to hear it. I'm looking at the news. I'm listening to how many people got burned out of their apartments and their homes on this so-called holiday that y'all love to celebrate. One family got burned out of their apartment in the middle of wrapping Christmas gifts. What does that tell you?
Good. I just saw a video right before I got here on Christmas. Sister cooking on Christmas. Somehow she done got the pot caught on fire. So it's fire inside of the pot. I don't know what was in the pot, grease, whatever. Her sister video taping this. She said, so what you gonna, don't put it in the water. If you put it in the water, it's gonna make it worse, ain't it? She was like, I don't know. And she just turned the water on, set the whole dang on kitchen on fire. There goes your Christmas. Now you done spent all that money on presents and trees and lights and all this, and now you got a whole kitchen that you probably can't even get redecorated. Most of us don't have insurance, or if that's an apartment, you understand, they gonna make you pay for it. You are the one who was negligent. So that's just what you said was just so heavy, man, because The Lord, he is not with you in these days, man. You think he is, but every year he's doing more and more to show you that he's destroying you just for following these days, period. You understand? It's like you got 1 Corinthians.
Come. You there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Come. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14 and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore, tongues are for a sign,
Go ahead.
not to them that believe, but to them that believe not.
So we, right now, we go out in the streets to speak to the people who don't believe, not to the ones who believe. You know why? Because the ones who believe is in the school.
Right.
These are the ones who are already following the law, statutes, and commandments. We don't have to be a sign to them. A sign does what? A sign is what directs you to go to somewhere, right?
Right.
This is why we out in the streets. We out here in the streets to direct you to come into the truth. You understand? This is why this scripture is saying that. Read that again.
Come. Wherefore, tongues are for a sign.
For what?
For a sign.
Us speaking is a sign. It's something to bring you into, just like you got a sign. I wouldn't know McDonald's is McDonald's without the McDonald's sign, right?
Right.
You don't know that this is the truth unless I'm out there telling you that this is where you're supposed to go. You understand? Read.
Come. Not to them that believe, but to them that believe not.
But to them that believe not. So this is why we on the corners every single week, trying to wake our people up, because we want to be a sign to our people where they should go, which way they should be going. You understand? I want to be the sign, drive-through sign. Drive through here, they park in front of the school and walk down.
Right.
This is why we do this every week. You understand? To be a sign, telling you that God doesn't want you eating shrimp, crab, pork, crab, and lobster is a sign. This is a sign that you know that the Lord is trying to bring you into the school, into the truth. You understand? We're that sign, man. You understand? The Christian pastor is just not that sign. Because this is how I know he's not that sign. Because you're still destroyed right now, and they have been the leaders in the tongues that's been speaking in front of you for 500 plus years. And you have done nothing but got worse. So he can't be a sign of the Most High. So who is he the sign of? This goes directly into where it said you are of your father the devil.
Right.
He's telling you everything that's on the agenda of the white man, of the devil, that gave him the power by putting him over you. You understand? You had something, Slocky?
Nah, sir. What you was just saying was so heavy because, like you just said, like our people really believing that they following, like you following the pastor, right? And you believe that he guiding you the right way. You're not doing any research. You're not checking into things on your own. When really, if you would start to check on what he's telling you, you would understand that he's misleading you. But it goes back to what I was saying. Like, we just love being lied to so much. It's like, I don't understand, like, why we think accepting a lie is going to make our life better. I don't like, we did that already.
Right.
We're in 2022, about to be 2023, and we still, like you just brought out earlier. You mean to tell me we broke it than we were broke 10 years ago, and we still going out here trying to figure out some way to celebrate some vain holiday. And then a lot of us woke up this morning angry, broke, more debt, sending gifts back that the people that you got these gifts from, they didn't even appreciate it.
Remember this on that note. This Monday. It's Monday, so you spent all that money. It ain't come out your bank account until this morning. When this morning hit, you can see $1,000, $1,500 out your bank account at one time because it was processing in between the weekend. So you real mad this morning. You was real mad this morning knowing that you spent all your bill money on some kids who ain't gonna play with that toy after next week. I'm sorry to tell you, they will not play with that toy after next week. Let me tell you about my son. My son ain't never dealt with Christmas. The same toys he got 2 years ago, he still plays with those toys right now. He still plays with them. You know why? Because he appreciates getting toys. Because he don't sit here and think that he's obligated to get something from me. My son gets things because it's one, he needs toys so he can have something to put his mind on. But at the end of the day, my son ain't choosy. He ain't bougie when it comes to toys. My son still likes rolling cars around. He has the same racetrack that I got him 2 years ago in the same car that he rolled down this racetrack to go round and around and around. And he just, and all day long, you can give him this one car, this one racetrack. And for 8 hours out of the day, my son will take this car and put it at the top and let it just round it around. But yeah, you spending your bill money to get your kids some toys that they're going to throw away next week, man. Because they don't appreciate the fact that you have to work, first of all, to get what you want in this world. Nothing is an obligation. You understand? This is what we teach in the Isupk. Our sons grow up knowing that they have to work to get what they need.
Right.
Our daughters know that she has to be put to work. She has to learn. You understand? This is why UPK children do so good in school, because they're raised correctly. They're raised not to be bougie. They're raised not to ask for handouts when it comes to grades and stuff like that. Look, my daughter ain't never got paid for no grades. What are you going to school for? To get F's? Like, I would think that you're going to school to succeed in everything that you do in school. You understand? I don't think you're going to school for you to say, if I just get enough to get C's and make it through, then I'm good. That is the mind of a dummy. That is the mind of a dummy. And that's not Israelite culture. We've always wanted to be the best thing on earth. We just lost our way. You understand? Go ahead. You can give me the rest of that.
Come. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not.
Now listen to this part. Read it again.
But prophesying serveth not for them that believe it not.
Now, we just said we go prophesying on the streets. We said our tongues is a sign for the ones who don't believe, right? We said that we go out on the street and we teach for, to bring people into the school as a sign to bring people into the school. But this part says what?
But prophesying serveth not for them that believe it not.
But go ahead.
But for them which believe.
Why does it say it don't now prophesying? It doesn't serve it for the ones who believe it not, but the ones who believe. When it just said we go out on the streets to speak to the ones that believe, and not the that believe is not, but not the ones that believe. Go ahead.
So, like, sir, if I could, is this saying like, okay, when we prophesy from the smallest things to the biggest things, the people that don't want to hear it, they don't believe it's gonna happen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So they walking past, they got all type of, especially our people,
Mm-hmm.
they got all type of ignorant stuff to say, throwing bottles of water. I mean, I hear the stories back when General Hunter and other generals was on the streets, the things that they dealt with, getting glass bottles thrown at them, being attacked, all this type of stuff. So they don't want to hear it. So since they don't want to hear it, they think it don't come. But for us that believe, we sit back, we prophesy, and we watch it come. Just like with the COVID-19, it was prophesied that this was coming. It showed up, and the people that believe it not was running around here like,
damn right.
What's going on?
Damn right.
What's happening? So, it's just that, like I always tell people, just because you don't believe something, that don't make it so. It just don't, like, just because you say, well, I don't believe that, that's fine. I heard Corey Holcomb say something about not believing in God because you can't see him, but you believe you breathing out. You can't see that.
Yep.
So don't stop it with all the shenanigans that we doing is only a defense mechanism. That's what's been put into you by the so-called oppressor in your Christian church anyway.
Damn right.
It's kicking in because it don't want you to understand what's about to happen. Now, everything seems okay today, but tomorrow, all mayhem might break.
Damn right. Damn
so,
right.
I mean, when is enough enough?
Now, look, what you're saying is spot on. What you just said about how you broke that down was spot on as well. This scripture, when he read it again, just so I can go, just so you can hear it again.
But prophesying serveth not.
What is prophesying?
So like, if I could, sir, prophesying is like predicting what's to come.
And what comes with prophesying? It actually has to happen. Prophesying is something that you predict and it happens. It's a prophecy. You understand? This is what has happened throughout the times of the Bible that all these prophets that were put in place, they prophesied it in their time of being, of doing prophecies, and it came to pass. That's how we knew that they were prophets, because it actually happened. Go ahead, read.
Come. But prophesying serveth not for them that believe it not.
What does it mean to serve? Prophecy. So the things that are coming to pass and something and serve. What does it mean to serve? Go ahead.
So like it, sir, it's like, like when something like is given to you.
Exactly.
It's given to you. It's like, I'm gonna make it simple if I could, real quick. You at the restaurant, you order a meal. You telling yourself, you really prophesying. I see myself eating a steak. I want a steak. They bring you a steak. You don't believe it's a steak, so you don't even want to receive it.
Steak. And that's my point. That's exactly my point. Get a brother ahead, man. These prophecies are us out on the streets serving Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians.
That's right.
Because the ones who wants the service, the ones who care enough to want the service, they'll accept the prophecies, and they'll accept the service that Christmas should not be celebrated. They will accept shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster should not be eaten. That's why it says, for the ones who not for the ones who didn't believe, but the ones who believe, because the only way that this will be a service to you is if you actually believe what the hell we tell you.
That's right.
You understand? You can't. It won't service you if you walk past the camp and we prophesying to you. We tell you what thus said the Lord, and the Lord's telling you get the whole kingdom if you follow the laws, statutes, and the commandments. And if you go and say, I don't care about that. I'd rather eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Guess what doesn't happen to you when the kingdom comes? You get nothing. You get nothing. We're fighting for you, just like the white man say. When a military men come home, they say, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service." We're fighting for you,
right?
And you don't even care that we're fighting for you, man. We fighting for you. I'm fighting. I got a battle being at a job that may fire me if they ever see a class that I teach. I don't care, because at the end of the day, I got a whole nation of people who got my back and will not let me fail. It will not let me fall into bad terms.
That's right.
It will fight for me. You understand? So, that's it on that.
Just a little more, sir.
Go ahead.
But prophesying serveth not for them that believe not, but for them which believe.
But for them that which believe, man. These brothers and sisters in Isupk, under Commander Junior Hunter, they took those prophecies that they heard, that they was walking past that camp, that sign that told them to go this way, and they actually listened to it and went. And when it came time, now that when the prophecies get revealed, they will be one to benefit off those prophecies because they listened.
That's right.
That's what it was about. To you, it seems confusing when it says, at one point it says, when you're talking to people, that it's for the believers but not the believers, but then the next second it said, but the prophecies is for the believers, not the not believers. You get confused because you don't know the Bible, but the Bible is telling you, if you walk past the camp and we tell you, come to class, because it might benefit you. The Lord may be with you if you come to class and realize that he has been sending prophets to save his people since the beginning. And the ones who didn't listen, just like the ones in the days of Noah, they perished and was destroyed. But there was 8 people who actually listened to the Most High. And that was Noah and his sons and his wives, their wives. And they were saved. They the ones who continue to keep on building family. If you don't come into this truth, if you brush us off while we at the corner, if you don't, at least try to figure out who you is in this world of, being in the white man's world, come to class and listen to us and try to do something to get your culture back, you're going to be destroyed just like the people of the days of Noah. It's inevitable. You understand?
That's right.
It's like you. Can we go into now I do want to go into today. So this is the Feast of Dedications, of course. So I'm going to go into why did the feast that we're doing. This is a real feast. This is a feast that Blacks and Hispanics should go, and they should do Look, I love every feast. Every single feast means something to the children of Israel. But this feast is probably one of the most important feasts other than the Passover. But this feast are talking about valiant men and women that didn't let the world and the things of the world, stop them from doing the work of the Lord, man. Stop doing the law, statutes, and commandments that the Lord told them to do. These men were valiant men. Why we won't stop eating shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. There was some men in the world that loved the Most High enough that died for the Most High.
That's right.
You understand? If you could, give me 2 Maccabees. Let's see one, man. I'm right here. Give me 2 Maccabees 7. And we're going to start at verse 1. And just bear with me. I might jump some scriptures because we ain't got that much time, but I really want you to hear about these brothers and this sister, man. And this is the reason we celebrate the Feast of Dedications, man. The Feast of Dedications is about real men. Well, how we say it in the world today, real niggas. Y'all think y'all real niggas? Because y'all can go shoot each other and kill each other and do things that the Lord told y'all not to do. These were real niggas. And this woman was valiant. You women think that you're tough. You think that you're masculine, and you run households and you do all that and do all this. I want to see which one of you women are as valiant as this woman in the 2 Maccabees. If somebody can show me one, I would be surprised. I don't think you would, though. I don't think you could, unless you and Isupk. These women are the only ones who will do what this sister did in this scriptures.
That's right.
All right, read.
Khan. This is the book of 2 Maccabees out of the Apocrypha, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken.
7 brothers with their mother were taken. So these were 7 brothers plus their mother. They were taken off. Read.
Khan. And compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh.
So against the law of the Lord, the king was telling them, look, y'all need to eat this swine's flesh. They were being put out there as a what do you call it? As everybody else. These 7 brothers and this one sister was put out there as an example to eat swine. Of course, the Bible says we're not supposed to eat swine. They knew this. Read.
Khan. And were tormented.
And were what?
And were tormented.
They tormented these brothers, man. They tormented them. It's like you being put in a torture room and they doing everything they can to you, and they like, eat this swine. Eat this swine. I'm telling you, eat the swine, or I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this more to you. I'm gonna do this to you. This is what happened at that time. Read.
Khan. And were tormented with scourges and whips.
They were beaten, man. And scourge is if I'm not mistaken, it's the thing that they heat up and then brand you with like that. They were being tormented with these weapons of torment, man. To eat a piece of bacon, man. And y'all think we mean. Y'all think because we go out there and yell at y'all that we the ones that's mean because we say don't eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. These 7 brothers and this mother was out there getting scourged and whipped and tormented in front of everybody because they would not eat swine. Read.
Khan, verse 2. But one of them that spake first said, thus, what wouldest thou ask or learn of us?
And this one said, so what are you trying to get out of this? You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to get out of this, man? Read.
Khan, we are ready to die.
Now this is a true soldier when it comes to being a real man. He said, what you trying to get out of us, man? We ready to die. He said it just like that, man. What are you trying to do? We ready to die anyway. Read.
Khan, we are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers.
Now, what these brothers and this sister did was they said we rather to die than to transgress of the Most High. They knew that the law of their forefathers said you can't eat swine, and to that day they were willing to be an example to all those people out there to the Most High, for the Most High, that they wouldn't eat no swine, and they will die not to eat swine. Read.
Come on, verse 3. Then the king, being in a rage, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot.
So right in front of him, as they torture him, they said, the king said, man, get some pans and some quadrants, man, and fill them up and heat them up. Read.
Come, verse 4. Which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first.
So the one who spake first, this is brother who said, why are you doing this? We ready to die anyway. He commanded that his tongue get cut out. He commanded you cut his tongue out. He wanted him talk no more. All right, read.
Come, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body.
And to cut the utmost parts of his body, which is the utmost parts is usually your hands and your feet. Well, your extended the outward parts of your body, so your hands, your feet, stuff like that. Read.
Come. The rest of his brethren and his mother looking on.
So as his brother, this 6 other brothers and his mother is looking on, watching this happen. He watching his tongue get cut out and watching his extremities getting cut off. All right, read.
Verse 5. Now when he was thus maimed and all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire.
Now at this point, now he's being told, they're telling the soldiers to bring him to the fire. Read.
Come, and to be fried in the pan.
And they done cut this brother's hands and feet, tongue, and maimed him. You understand? And now they're saying, bring him to the fire. We're gonna fry him in front of. Now they about to do this in front of all 6 of his brothers and his mother. You understand? Read.
Come. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space dispersed, they exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus. Verse 6. The Lord God looketh upon us, and in truth have comfort in us.
So now they coming together and they saying, we see it is about to happen to him. And normally, you see your brothers, getting ready to get killed in this fashion, you would get scared. You would be in trembling. These brothers said, thus, just the Lord, knowing the Lord is gonna give them comfort. He said they ready to die still. They still here. We still ready to die. Read.
Come. As Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants.
Read.
Verse 7. So when the first was dead, after this manner, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock.
So they took the second. Now they took the second one and to try to make him a mocking stock. So after they done did all this to the first one, now they got the second one. He's the next man up. Read.
Come. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair.
So they done scalped this brother. This brother done came and they done scalped him. They done took the hair. The hair of his head means they scalped him. They scalped the brother, man. Read.
Come. They asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body?
No, so they asked this brother, so are you going to eat the swine, man, before we do the same thing we did to your brother? You just watched it happen to him. Are you going to eat the swine, man, or you going to get punished just like him? Read.
Come, verse 8. But he answered in his own language.
In his what?
But he answered in his own language.
What was his own language at that time? Go ahead.
It's like, sir, that would be Hebrew.
He was saying this in the same Lashwan Kodash that we read, that we send over, that we teach on Fridays. He said this in his own language in Hebrew. Read.
Come, and said no.
It said la. Brothers in the school know what la means. He said la. Read.
Come. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order.
And he receives the next torment in order. So now you got 2 brothers that have been tormented. You still got 5 brothers left in mother. Read.
Come, as the former did. Verse 9. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, "Thou, like a fury, takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life."
So he knew that he had something, just like I just spoke about earlier, where brothers understand that the prophets and the prophecies of the Lord are the reason that we follow this truth. These brothers are dying. They're accepting and willing to die because the prophets have told them that just because this is happening right now, this is not the end all tell all. They knew that first of all, they knew about reincarnation. They knew that they would be comforted in their next life. They knew their next life would most high willing that their next life would be held as valiant men because they died for the truth.
That's right.
Who would die for the truth today, man, but the man in the Isupk?
Right.
You understand? Read.
Come, verse 10. After him was the third, made a mocking stock.
So after him was the third. Now this is the third brother. They made him a laughing stock. Of course, this was a Roman thing. This is the time of Roman captivity in the Maccabees, and the Romans have always done this to us. This so-called white man. So the same way the so-called white man did this to us at that time, the so-called white man and the spirit of the so-called white man has traveled all the way into this time, and we are still being made a mockery of these certain things. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir, if I could, real quick, for you brothers out there that want to pretend that you are Italian gangsters, when you see these gangster movies, when they torture these men, this is where it's coming from.
Right.
This their tradition. So the so-called Romans are your modern day Italian mobsters that we love to emulate.
Damn right.
That's what this is right here. So for all you so-called gangsters out there that want to torture your brother and all that for some of the silliest things I've ever heard of, you get it from your oppressor. So you're not this gangster that you think you are. This is a learned behavior that you got from your oppressor.
Damn right. Get that brother ahead. Where we at with this?
Khan, sir. We in the middle of verse 10. Khan. And when he was required, he put out his tongue.
So look at this brother. Y'all think y'all gangsters. This brother, when he was required, you remember they cut off the tongues of these two brothers, right? When this brother was required, he stuck his tongue out. This brother, they was making a mockery of him. He made a mockery of them. He said he'll have it. You understand? Read.
Khan. And that right soon, holding forth his hands manfully.
And put his hands out like this. I already know what you here to do. You just gonna have to, these are real G's, man. Y'all think y'all real G's, man? Y'all think y'all real G's because y'all can shoot people houses up and all that. Man, die for something. Live for something.
Damn right.
That makes you a real G. These brothers right here, they knew what they wanted to live for and die for. And in this case, they did it. These brothers did it, and they did it with self-esteem. A good self-esteem. And they did it as if, look, I would do it again tomorrow.
That's right.
Nick, have you ever been in the spotlight of death? Huh? Have you ever been in the spotlight of death and said, you know what, just kill me then? Knowing that you're going to get killed? Right. It's a difference between some brother putting a gun up to your head who he ain't really about that life anyway. But this king just killed two of your brothers in front of you, and you said, I'm sticking my tongue out and I'm putting my hands out. Take me. Do whatever you're going to do. It's over with now. I'm just about to go with my brothers. Who really? This is what we teach in this school. We teach that in order to understand that the Most High is with us, sometimes you have to do things that are extreme, like go out to camp knowing that somebody might come up to the camp with a gun and try to kill you. You got to be willing to die for your brothers, man. Read.
Come, verse 11. And said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise them. And from him I hope to receive them again.
Right. So these brothers said, man, these same, look, this brother had this same spirit on him since he was put into that body, man. This body parts don't mean nothing to me. But when I come, you can take this body right now, but when I come back, so for any of you brothers who don't believe in reincarnation, this scripture, read that last part again.
Come. These I had from heaven, and for his laws I despise them. And from him I hope to receive them again.
Why does he despise them? Go ahead.
So, like, sir, if I could, in this moment right here, is he saying like he letting them know I could care less? Like I'm gonna get these again. You know,
and why? Because just like Paul said, you know, I'm paraphrasing, of course, that he know that having to follow sin it feels good. You understand? Of course, he despises it because he's dying right now. But I would despise him again. I don't give it. Even though I have to die for it right now, I pray that I get these same laws again.
Damn,
you understand? When I return. And this is another scripture that tells you that reincarnation it happens. We've been knowing this for years. For thousands of years, we knew that our body is taken, our spirit is brought back to the Most High, and then the Most High repopulates the earth with our spirit. He just praying that although he had to die this way for the law, you understand? He prayed that he gets the law again because he's an honorable man. He really loves that. He really loves the Lord. He loves the Most High enough to follow the law. You understand? Just like a child. Child get laws from their father. They don't like it. But a good child will endure even though he doesn't like it, because at the end of the day, once he see the success that happens behind following the laws of his father, if he had to do it all, you hear it all the time. If I had to do it all over again, I would do it the same. That's what this brother is saying. Right. Although it hurts, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it the same way. Go ahead.
That's right. Verse 12. And so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the young man's courage.
They marveled at this young man's courage. They like, look, this mother, look at him, man. This little young warrior. You understand? He don't watch his brothers just get their tongue ripped out, their hands and feet taken out off, and this brother come up with his tongue out and his hands already up, saying, "Just go ahead and do what you gotta do with me, man." That is the spirit of of us being in this truth. This is how we should come into the truth. Whatever you're gonna take from me, man, just take it.
Right.
Read.
Con. For that he nothing regarded the pains. Verse 13. Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner.
So once he died, they went and got the fourth and did the same thing. Read.
Con, verse 14. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, it is good being put to death by men to look for hope from God to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
He's saying, look, it feels good that his brothers is going out the way that they going out with hopes that the Most High is going to raise them back up. And when he raised back up, they going to be good. But the ones who killing them, they ain't going to have no resurrection of life. It's over with for them. You understand? They dead. Once they dead, they dead. These brothers are dying to live again. They're dying to have another life. If they wouldn't have went out like that, who knows what the Most High's judgment would have been. Right. Most High's judgment would have been, I'm not going to even send them back down there ever. But because they had the strength to fight for what the Most High has told them to do, these brothers, they left this earth knowing that the Most High was going to give them a gift that he wasn't going to give this king who was killing them and taking their body parts off. Go ahead.
So, like, sir, if I could, what we reading right now is so heavy because for you so-called Christians, right, that love to make up excuses to continue to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, say, well, this all they gave us. We didn't have a choice. Well, these men right here didn't even care.
Damn
so,
right.
What I would like to say to you Christians out there that's trying to act like you ain't have a choice but to eat pork to survive, that's a lie. These men right here died with honor.
Damn right.
They chose to die instead of breaking the laws. So this excuse that we keep making up, like we just can't live without pork, it's just an excuse. Like, and what's so shameful for us right now in the times we're in, you have a choice. These men took death, sir. If I could, these men took death. We're in a time right now where you can go to the grocery store yourself. You're not even being forced to buy the unlawful things. You can buy the chicken, the turkey. Like, you're not even being forced. And it's like we willingly sin against the Lord, and we wonder why we got cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure, and my son getting shot in the street, or my daughter getting raped, or all this was going on with us. I mean, come on, man.
And not only getting those diseases, you get them at such a high rate that you are you got this at a rate higher than every other nation on earth.
Right.
You have murder and death between each other pretty much more than any other nation on earth. You have cancer, you have heart disease, you have high blood pressure, diabetes. You all these diseases you have more than everybody on earth, because the contract wasn't signed with everybody on earth. It was only signed by your foreparents.
Right.
Your foreparents put you in this position. You understand? And because we don't follow it today, then of course now we put in this position where we're gonna die by the boatloads, because the Father he doesn't kill us, but he gave us the way not to die, and we took the way of death instead of the way of life. Right. So that's why it says that multiple times in the Bible: choose death, choose life, not death. You understand? Read.
Right. Come. Verse 15.
We're gonna try to get through these a little fast now, so I can get to 42.
Come, sir. Verse 15. Afterward, they brought the fifth also and mangled him.
They did him the same way. Read.
16. Then looked he unto the king and said, Thou hast power over men. Thou art corruptible. Thou dost what thou wilt. Yet think not that our nation is forsaken of God.
He's saying, even though you got power over me right now, don't think just because you have power over me right now that that our nation is first forsaken by God, because it really wasn't. At this moment, the Most High was cherishing the fact that there was 70 brothers, and as we'll read, one sister who was willing to die for his law, statutes, and commandments that he gave us. There are people on this earth. There's people on this earth, and like I said all the time, the Isupk under command of General Yohana. The reason we love this feast day so much, because how is this not a perfect example to be? How is this not a perfect example for the brothers in our school to be, and a perfect example for the sisters in our school to be? Men who would die for the Most High.
That's right.
Women who would die for the Most High. And not only is this sister dying for the Most High, as you read into this, because I got to go a little fast to it, because we got like 30 minutes. But this sister has taught her kids how to be this valiant. You understand? Women are the best teachers there is on earth when it comes to teaching children. And because she raised these children and taught these children how to grow in the same ways of the men of valor that was in Rome at that time in oppression, they weren't scared to fight the way that the men that were above them fights. But the only thing about this one is they were young men. They were the strongest. These young men were the most athletic. They were the ones who were put out as an example of, if we can get them, then we can get anybody. But what those young brothers did was they showed you that their strength, that the strength that they had wasn't in their muscles. It wasn't in how high they can jump. It was in their strength in the Lord, man.
That's right.
That was the strength that they had. That's the strength that was the example that was put out there that day. You understand? Read.
Come, verse 17. But abide a while, and behold his great power.
Yep.
How he will torment thy seed. Verse 18. After him also they brought the six, who being ready to die said, but not deceived without cause. For we suffer these things.
Where you at right now?
Verse 18, sir.
Go down to Go to 20.
Verse 20. But the mother was marvelous above all.
It says, but the mother was marvelous above all. This is why I tell you, man, this sister right here, you understand? This ain't your ordinary baby mama right here.
Right.
This ain't your ordinary chick, man, that get emotional because you got another rib. This ain't your chick that get emotional because, you know what I'm saying, because you forgot to take the garbage out in the morning. This chick right here got some true morals. She got something that she's working for. Like she know that her work is far and more than her being mad at a man who is just as oppressed as her. She has to build some men up to be warriors. And this is what she took her time to do. And you can tell by the outcome of what happened. Read.
And worthy of honorable memory.
And worthy of honorable memory. This is the reason we celebrate the Feast of Dedication today. This is the reason this is a memory. Before those 7 sons was her, teaching these sons how to be who they were. Read.
For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare with a good courage.
So she watched her sons get killed and slain and fingers and everything cut off. And she had a good courage. You know what a good courage is, right? It's when you stick your chest out and say, you know what? What we did was right. It's having the courage of knowing that you're gonna die, but knowing you're dying for a good reason. That's a good courage. It's just like these white boys when they go. I was just watching the Hitler thing, the World War II thing, and it was talking about how these Japanese fighter pilots was using they planes to dive into these battleships, because of course American battleships is their end all tell all. This is where all their fighter jets is on and everything. So you take one of them out, then you don't have anywhere to put your fighter jets on, or you take out all the fighter jets that's on the ship. And these Japanese people had so much care about their people that they gave their life up to crash these planes into these battleships, man. But then when we do it, we don't understand why we would do it. Every other nation understands why sometimes sacrifice yourself is something that the nation needs. Right. They knew it. These 7 brothers and this sister knew it. You understand? When will you know it? When will you come out of the world, even if it kind of hurts a little bit? Because these brothers chose death. This sister chose death. All you choose is a little bit of pain. And when you get in here, we're going to be a nation. We're going to make sure we pick you up in your pain. You understand? Read.
Because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Verse 21.
Yep.
Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language.
She exhorted every single one of her sons in her own language, which we just talked about earlier was in the Hebrew. Read.
Filled with courageous spirits and stirring up her womanish thoughts with a manly stomach.
What she was doing was she took those emotions that women most usually have, and she threw that stuff to the side, man. And she had to stomach it like a man at the time. You understand? Because her sons were men. She knew that her sons were gonna die. She knew this. So what she did was when she talked to her sons in the Hebrew, in her own language, she fired them up. Like your star, your team before the game. It's like, come on, let's go in. We about to do this. Right. It's time. Let's do this. She did that with her sons, and she didn't do it like a woman would do it. She didn't do it soft. She didn't do it, as if she had to lullaby them into doing this. She did it like a man would stomach it. Let's get in there, man. It's time to go. Let's do it. We doing this for the Most High. Read.
She said unto them, I cannot tell you how ye came into my womb. For I neither gave you breath nor life.
She said, I can't tell you how you came into my womb, knowing she's talking about the spirit of these 7, because of course she knows how they came into her womb. She had sex. So don't try to take this as a scripture of saying she don't know how these kids came into her womb.
Right.
This is saying she don't know how she got the spirit of the children that she had that went out valiant like that. She don't know how she deserved to have those children in her womb. Read.
Neither was it I that formed the members of every one of you.
Neither did she form the body parts. She didn't do none of that. Read.
Colonel Khan, verse 23. But doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things, will also of his own mercy give you breath and life again, as ye now regard not your own selves for his law's sake.
Now this is the heaviest part of this scripture. You understand? He said, but doubtless the creator of the world, who found out the beginning of all things, Slakia, and also of his own mercy he gave you the breath and the life. He's going to give you life again. You understand? So although they had to go through all these things, she was spitting in their ear. Look, you about to go out. You know what I'm saying? You going out today. They gonna kill you. But the creator of life in all these generations, he's the one who's gonna give you life again. Don't be afraid. You understand? You being afraid of the anticipation. You're gonna die. Once you die, then there's gonna be somebody who either shows you mercy, or you're not gonna get mercy.
Right.
And because they died for the sake of the law, the Most High, was gonna show them some mercy, and that's what she kept amping them up with. Read.
Colonel Khan, verse 24.
Read.
Now, Antiochus, is that right?
Yeah.
Antiochus, thinking him. Antiochus, Salakia. Now, Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and a happy man if he would turn from the laws of his father, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs.
Who did that work out good for? The Native American Indians. He said he gonna take this. He gonna say, look, I'll take you. I'll give you riches. I'll be your friend. He said, I'm gonna be your friend. I'll be your friend. You understand? All you gotta do is not follow the customs, the laws of your forefathers. Whatever. I know your brothers went down valiantly, man. But if you don't do this, I'll make you a rich man. You'll be my friend. The Roman captivity was the highest power in the land at that time. So being a friend of the Roman king, man, you was a man. You was who loved presidents real bad. It's brother Kanye West. At one point in time loved Donald Trump. You was his friend. You know what I'm saying? Whatever he asked you to do, he may show you some mercy and let you have it. Read.
Right. Come, verse 25. But when a young man would in no case hearken unto him,
he said this young man wasn't listening to him, man. He wasn't trying to hear that. Read.
Come. The king called his mother.
So king called his mother, like we in school. He called his mother. Go ahead, read what he say.
Come. And the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life. Verse 26.
Now you see what's going on now. The king is starting to finally realize that this is a strong group, man. You know what I'm saying? So now he went to the mother and counseled her and said, man, you probably need to talk to your son. I don't think he know he about to lose his life. You need to tell him something. Read.
Come, verse 26. And when he exhorted her with many words, she promised him that she would counsel her son.
She said, I'm going to counsel him. She said, yeah, I got you. I'll counsel him. Read.
Come, verse 27. But she bowing herself toward him, laughing the cruel tyrant to scorn.
But she was doing it, but when she said it, she was saying it sarcastically. She was laughing at this brother, at this king. I'll do that. You just killed all my sons except for one, and then now you about to tell me to counsel my last son to do what you told him to do. Yeah, I agree.
Come. Spake in her country language.
What's her country language? We said this earlier. It's in Hebrew. Read.
Come. On this manner, O my son, have pity upon me, that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and gave thee suck 3 years.
She sucked that baby for 3 years, man. This baby was this. She fed this baby directly from her for 3 years. It came out of her womb. Read.
Khan, and nourished thee, and brought thee up until this age, and endured the troubles of education.
What is the troubles of enduring the troubles of education? And you got to think about today's time right now. Go ahead.
So is this saying like having to suffer with this kingdom, like they man-made laws, they education, they way of life, the way to do things, like even though she had to suffer to teach them how to do their laws, she never turned her sons away from the most important law.
Yeah. Well, this ain't even talking about just law. This is culture. How do we have to endure the educating our children? Think about our mothers. I just had a son. My son about to go on 3 years old. My son grew up and he had to still be in the world learning about Christmas, right? He go to school, it's stuff on TV. Like, you can't be around nothing around Christmas without having something about Christmas on. This mother had to endure teaching her children the customs and the laws of her foreparents, even being in this society that never promoted the laws and the culture of her foreparents. She had to teach these kids that Christmas. I know everybody else getting presents, but you can't get them. That is something that is a torment to a mother, because these children see everybody else doing it and they don't understand why it's not the right thing to do. She dealt with that torment. Go ahead.
Come, verse 28. I beseech thee, my son, look upon the heaven and the earth, and all that is therein, and consider that God made them of things that were not. And so was mankind made likewise.
Right. That's self-explanatory. Go ahead.
Come, verse 29. Fear not this tormentor, but being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death.
She said, what?
But being worthy of thy brethren, take thy death.
What does it mean to be worthy of thy brother? He just saw all his brothers just get killed for the same thing that he's being asked to not die for, to be a friend to the king for. To be worthy is all your brothers just died for it. Be as honorable as your brothers was.
Right.
Have the same worth as your brothers. Worthy means the work you have worth. Be just as worthy or have the same worth as your brothers just had.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Come. That I may receive thee again in mercy with thy brethren.
That even though you may die, when you return, you may come back to me with the mercy of the Lord. The Lord may return you. That's why she said in the beginning, I don't know how you got in my womb. I don't know how, I suckled you for 3 years. I don't know how you came about. I don't know how you became my child. But have the same worth as your brothers, because with that, the Lord may have mercy on you, and I'll have you back again.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Come. Verse 30. While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, whom wait ye for? I will not obey the king, obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses.
This young man, and this is a heroic act. This is a heroic act. You got to realize that this is a young man, and you have grown men in this earth that does not have any of the zeal of the Lord, but will tell you that they love the Most High. This young brother right here, man, didn't even get a chance to live his life correctly because he was so young. And this young man said that he'd rather die for the commandments of his forefathers than didn't care about anything what the king was talking about.
Right.
This is a valiant man. This is a young man. That's why when you come into here, you are a young man. Why do you think they waited for the last? They waited last to get him because they knew that, look, I done killed all the strong ones off. Of course, he's going to follow what I say do. You understand? And that young man, he did what he needed to do and had to do. Read.
Come, verse 31. And thou that hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of God.
He said, man, even though y'all been doing all this to us, man, you ain't gonna escape. God gonna get his lick back. Read.
Come, verse 33, 32, Salakia. For we suffer because of our sins.
We suffer because of our sins. Read.
Verse 33. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
What he did, what these brothers realize is, although there is some brothers and sisters that's gonna take the bait. There is some brothers and sisters that's gonna fall. And of course, we did this multiple times, throughout the Bible. This young brother is saying, this is young brother giving game to the king. He like, although we've done the things to put us in this position, the Lord, the Most High is coming back to us. And what he meant by that is, because of brothers like him, because of brothers like his brothers and his mother, the Lord is going to stay with us, because there is someone who still cares about the Lord, the Most High. There's somebody who still cares more about the Most High than they care about their own life.
Right.
You understand? Read. Go ahead.
Come, verse 34. But thou, O godless man, and of all other most wicked, but not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hands against the servants of God. Verse 35. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of Almighty God, who seeth all things.
So of course he telling him, you ain't escaped the judgment of what's going on. I may have not escaped your judgment, but you ain't escaped the judgment of the Most High. Read.
Come, verse 36. For our brethren, who now have suffered a short pain, are dead under God's covenant of everlasting life.
Now, our brother who just witnessed that short pain that they just witnessed, they died. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit of torment, but it was a short pain. Now they under God's covenant. Read.
Come. But thou, through the judgment of God, shall receive just punishment for thy pride.
Now you gonna just receive just punishment. They received punishment, but then they came back into the covenant of the Most High. You're just gonna receive just judgment. You understand? You're just gonna die the death. You understand? And this is what this brother is saying to them. Read.
Come, verse 37. But I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching God that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou by torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is God.
And this brother, as young as he is saying that I'm going to take this sacrifice for my nation, for the Most High to continue to be with us. You understand? And when you read that part, read that top part again, man. That's just so heavy. That is just so heavy.
2 Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 37. But I, as my brethren.
Now, this is the youngest. You got to remember, this is the youngest one he waited on. He said, I will give you all the riches. I'll be your friend. This is what this young man is saying that you old men that's in the earth don't understand. Read.
Come. Offer up my body.
I'll offer up my body. Go ahead.
And life.
Read.
For the laws of our fathers.
For the laws of our fathers. Read.
Beseeching God that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation.
Unto our what?
Unto our nation.
This had nothing to do with the family. This had the only part of the family that this had to do with is he watched his brothers go down in honor.
Right.
But he did this for the mercy of his nation. This is a young kid that knows that it takes a lot. Sometimes it takes him sacrificing his life for this nation to grow, to be better, to be built up. You understand? This is somebody who doesn't have the mind of a grown-up and doesn't have the experience in the world as a grown-up, knows that he has to sacrifice his life for the whole nation. Read.
Come. And that thou, by torments and plagues, mayest confess that he alone is God.
On his God. So saying that the Lord go get his lick back. You doing what you doing to me. I'm doing what I'm doing for the nation. You ain't getting the same. What he said is you ain't getting the same thing in return. Like what I'm doing is more brings more wealth to my nation than what you're doing to me.
Right.
You understand? Read.
Come, verse 38. And that in me and my brethren, the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon all our nation, may cease.
May what?
May cease.
Now this is saying that because him and his brother didn't take the bait, because him and his brother didn't let the king make them sin against the Lord, they did it in just the pure fact of they wanted the mercy of the Lord for their whole nation, for all of their nations. It says here, right?
Come.
This is why they did it. They didn't do it for themselves. Selfish people don't need to be in the truth. If you want to be selfish, then you stay away. If you won't sacrifice your life, if you won't sacrifice your job, if you won't sacrifice your body, then you get away, because there's little children in the Bible. There's children who are more manly than you.
Right.
There's women in the Bible that are more womanly than you women who think you are tough and that you are that hard. If you can't do that, stay away from the truth, man.
Right.
Read.
Come, verse 39. Then the king being enraged, Salakia. Then the king being in a rage.
The king was in a rage at this point now. He's pissed off. King is pissed off at this time, man. He done did everything he could, to kill off all these boys, man. He done got all the way to the youngest one. The king was mad because he wasn't even enough of a politician to strip a kid down, a young man down. You understand? He wasn't even enough politician. That's why we say in here, we'll put a trooper against any man in the world. Because if you know that the law, statutes, and commandments is what's supposed to be kept, that's one thing that nobody else in the world really lives by. These young men, these young officers that are 50s and 500s and that, like these brothers, we will put you against any preacher in the world because they don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. We do. Right. We'll sacrifice our body for it. This young man right here, he was better than the king. He had better politics than the king. He was able to, not only was he able to get the king to give him whatever he wanted, he didn't take the bait. He still said no. He did something that most children won't do, don't have the mind to do. But this woman has raised these children correctly. Read.
Come. Then the king, being in a rage, handled him worse than all the rest, and took it grievously that he was mocked.
Now here's the worst part of it, man. This king took him, this young child, man, the one, he was the youngest of all, and he did him worse than he did everybody else, man. He was so mad at this child that he just did him like a rat, like a savage would do. And that's the spirit of the white man, man. It always have been the spirit of the white man. They don't care. They have no care whether you're 50 or whether you're 12. Understand? They don't care what your age is. If you don't do what they tell you to do, they are gonna kill you and destroy you. And that young man took that death just like a soldier should. You understand? Read.
Come, verse 40. So this man died undefiled and put his whole trust in the Lord.
Go ahead.
41. Last of all, after the sons, the mother died.
Now, last of all, after the sons, the mother died. Read.
Come, verse 42. Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolatrous feast and the extreme tortures.
Now this is why the Feast of Dedication means so much to us. We just heard about 7 brothers who gave their life up to not break a law. We just watched a mother who was left until the end. Of course, she died. They didn't even have to tell you how she died. You know how she died. If everybody died more willingly as it went on. So of course she got 7 kids that just got killed in front of her face. You already know she probably put her head on the platter and was like, "Here, just do it. Do what you got to do."
Right.
You understand? these stories in the Bible is meant for us to have a feast for, because somebody sacrificed for our nation. You understand? It has their life, the way they live, how they want to live versus how they should live for the nation of Israel. It's happened throughout the Bible. You know, it's 2022 going on 2023. Will you be the next person that's written down by the scribes showing your sacrifice to your nation of people? Just like these brothers and this sister did in the second Maccabees. This is what we should be fighting for in this school, man.
That's right.
This is what we should be trying to wake brothers and sisters up to, that we have a culture that we should have to fight for, and we will. You got brothers in here today that is dying and is willing to die for our culture to keep going. You understand? And the Feast of Dedications is just an excellent reason to have a feast day for those brothers, man. I just want to give a hand up to those 7 brothers and this that, you understand? Look, I'm going to tell you right now, man, that is a hard thing to do, to die for the Most High. But why live if you're not going to die for the Most High? Why live for the Most High if you won't die for him? And I'm in here. This brother is in here. All these brothers in Isupk is in the truth to live the example. But we also willing to take that last breath if someone tries to deny us our own culture and our own law and our own love for the Most High. You understand? And with that, I'm passing class over to Priest and Officer 500 Car.